one of these, one of the zucchini didn't actually survive. I want something to survive the summer. I really, really hope that something survives and I get to have vegetables and certain things. Like, honestly, I hope it works. So these old leaves are just dead, basically. So we're cutting them off. This one is doing well, that one is doing well, and that one, you know, this one can go, and those on the sides, I don't know, we'll see, we'll wait. This, I'm not sure, but I think it's a side shoot actually coming out. And if that is the truth, that that's a side shoot, I am absolutely in love with it. Because that means I am gonna get some things. Okay, let's see. I might not actually have to add anything here besides the plants themselves. Because, well, this one died completely. So that one's dead. And we can go down there and get some, so where do I put the final one? I think on that side. Probably best. So what I'm gonna do is some chicken manure pellets. And one of them disappeared, of course. Anyone else feel like gardening is, it's something, I will tell you. I am loving having a yard and gardening and trying for the first time in my life, but I'm exhausted between, of course, just everything that needs to be done, and it feels like I'm not getting it done. Just come out. Oh. Yeah, that's one of my delicata squashes. I really hope the delicata squash survived, because only one of it came up, so who knows? Honestly, it's gonna be as much a surprise for you guys as for me which ones of these survive and who they are and what they will produce. Please tell me, everyone else who just starts out also feels completely lost and as if they're doing something wrong in every single decision they make in the garden. And yet, here we are continuing to make the decisions, continuing to try and see if we get some progress, if we get some cucumbers, if we get some zucchinis. They are growing, I'll tell you that. Like, that is a beautiful, beautiful surprise, but I didn't have time to put together beds this season for the things that I wanted to grow over the summer. And I know that courgettes and squash and cucumbers love to grow on warm beds, on warm compost. So that's what this became. It became a sort of a warm compost bed with a lot of composting material along with turf from the places where I've been planting out the green beds before I put down carton, soil, cow manure for a no-dig type of bed and trying it out, seeing how it is and finding a spot for growing season this year while preparing for next season. We are getting some progress. They are growing, and hopefully by watering them every day and then with the sunshine and the warm degrees that were expected, it is gonna be excellent weather for these guys to develop. So the next step, or the next plan, is to plant out some more peas. The final piece here. I need to actually check how many peas I have left. And where is it? Because there is one spot over there that potentially some of the peas aren't growing. So if I only have 2, I might plant them out there, and then anyone else spill on themselves constantly in this whole moment of let's work in the yard. Let's see. The soil on this property is terrible. It's sand. There is a very small top layer of something that resembles regular soil, but most of it is sand. And unless I put down carton before putting down good soil, good compost, it turns to sand right away. So that's what I'm trying in the different spots around the property where I have some room to grow this season. I'm taking the time to put some carton first before putting down soil, cow manure, and planting out. I am starting to wonder if I will not be able to plant out everything today because I might not have enough soil. I know I need to go to the store tomorrow for in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, I think almost like here and here, here. We got these 2. They are very, very ready to be put in. And then we got these babies. 2 gigantic. And then 1 a little bit smaller. Oh, no. How do I get you out? Come out. Absolutely terrible. How do you? The soil is leaving, and then the actual bean, or the actual pea, is not so much. Yeah, they are very, very, very ready. And they need a trellis or something to go up. I need something for them. Oh my gosh. This is what happens when you really want, when maybe most people would not have been planting out anything, and then somebody, a little bit on the, why not? Let's try some planting out still. And here we are. All fun and joy of gardening. I will add some more soil at a later point when I get to the store and buy some more, which is, I'll get to the store tomorrow, but I'm not sure if I have enough of these for my tomatoes and everything else. Let's see. So first, some wood chip on the very bottom of each. A little bit of wood chip, also to cover the hole. A little bit of wood chip. Of course, you are just getting everything all over on myself. So, some wood chip, and then some of the grass that I cut yesterday. And next we have some soil. Okay, actually, might be good if I only do these. I'm not sure if I have enough soil for these. So let's see. So, soil. I'm a little bit afraid of putting soil into the last one until I plant out these. So I think I will move on to the first getting rid of this trash and then adding some of the composted cow manure. See, some chicken manure pellets into each. And then we will be mixing it all up. Let's see, let's just mix it all up without losing any of the soil. Because don't actually have too much of it. It's potting soil where the peas didn't come up, so that's okay. We will be using everything we got. No wasting of any soil here. Okay, let's see if I can plant everything out today and then add some of the just topsoil tomorrow. I will be a very happy girl because it's taking a long time to get to this point. Of course, I turned the camera on when to continue planting out and did not know that the entire time the camera was off. So here we are. The tomatoes and the aubergines have been planted out. Now I'm just gonna water them and then see whether or not I need to refill. This is too big. I think I need a scoop or something of the let us hope that the talking to the tomato plants will be for their growth and benefit. Okay, we're gonna add some more firmness to these, so we'll see. I don't have too many more pots, but I do have 2 that should do it. So one of them is quite large, and I will be putting 2 peppers in here. Adding some different type of feed. They do respond very well. I need to water some plants, and I desperately need to plant out the rest of my green fence that has been put on hold because I need to do something else first, and then I needed to get this done and then everything else. So, you know, it's all fun and games until you have a list longer than you can imagine. And with this, actually, with this planting, I will be done with all of the seed plantings that I had done up until now. I do want to plant out some salad, so that's sort of on my list. I do not know if maybe, so radishes and salad leaves. I don't know if I will have the opportunity to do that tomorrow, but I hope so. I hope so. A close-up of all the lovely plants. Let's see, we're getting them a lot more soil, a lot more feed, and hopefully they will shoot up in the air, grow like crazy, and give me lovely tomatoes and other beauties. So I'm done planting out, and I'm exhausted, but at least we got them all out. 4 tomatoes, and then over here the 3 yellow peppers, and then there are those 3 aubergines, and then here are the peas that I planted out earlier. So the bush beans, you're not supposed to need a trellis, but I think I might have to just, you know, connect this one here just to give it a little bit more something to hold on to while they recuperate and grow. But they have been growing since I put them into the ground a couple of days ago. And look at these. Look at them. I am very excited for the beans. And then moving on, we will have some berries. I have wanted to cover this one because the birds are getting and taking some, but I haven't had the energy, and I don't think I will be covering them because I honestly don't have the energy. There's just too much to do left, or to start and finish. So over here, the potato boxes. So this is regular potatoes, and as you see, we got some lovely potatoes coming up. I'm excited. They're growing very fast, and I'm hoping that it's not going to be October potatoes, that they're going to be potentially August potatoes. But what's more exciting is this sweet potato. So this is purple sweet potato. Did put in one here and one there. I still hope that this was much smaller. I still hope it comes up, but I have no idea. So we'll see. But this one, look at this one. I hope to have plenty of sweet potatoes. And then of course, these, maybe I will get to these tomorrow, who knows. So I need to clean up around them and then cover them. I'm not seeing the birds getting to them too much, so maybe I don't need to cover them too much, but I feel like I should. About a month later, and the tomatoes are doing great. They've grown very well, and some of them are about to flower, actually, hopefully over the next week or two, whereas the bell peppers are not doing so well. They are being eaten by slugs, and they're not growing as well as I would hope. The tomatoes, they're doing well. The aubergines are also growing a little bit on the better side. Now, the reason why I chose to plant out these particular aubergines and tomatoes and bell peppers, and specifically into all of these small pots, is because I planted everything out very late. And I knew that the likelihood of them growing over the summer and turning out fruit and vegetables towards the end of the summer was going to be very small. So I wanted something that I could bring inside with me in the fall. Hopefully not before September, October times, but maybe even this month, because that is the reality of planting out late and also the reality of a Norwegian summer. Now the peas have been doing well, or they've been doing better. Some of them have perished, unfortunately, but some have been growing very well, and I'm starting to see some peas on them. They're flowering, they're growing, they're attaching to each other instead of the trellis that I actually put up. So that's a lot of fun. They're not exactly listening into how I want them to be growing, but does nature ever? However, I am excited to eat whatever does come up and enjoy the fruits of my labor and this first growing season. It's definitely been a very weird growing season because everything was planted out so late and the corn is unlikely to actually grow, but I've been eating radishes. I'm seeing the peas grow, the tomatoes and the aubergines and the peppers are likely going to be coming inside pretty soon, and maybe I will be eating those over the fall months into winter. Besides the various berries and the apples that I've been eating from the garden, the radishes have been another staple over the last several weeks. Now the plan is to pick these while putting in new radish seeds. And as you see here, one of them great, the other not so much. So it's a little bit of a balance. Some of them are large and wonderful, and some of them are quite tiny, and some non-existent. But it's fun. It's fun to see how they're growing, the way that they're behaving, who is attacking them, who is eating the leaves, and how that balance in nature is working. Now, some of these radishes are long overdue a pick. So the leaves have grown, and I could probably have let them go to seed, but I didn't want to, not yet. I wanted to eat these ones, collect them, and also show off a little bit because I'm excited. And for me, even radishes is a big deal. Now, the bush beans, they haven't grown much, and I have added soil since first planting them out, and this particular one unfortunately broke and died. But some of the other ones around it are doing well. Some of the bush beans are actually growing beans, and I'm not entirely sure how large these bush beans were supposed to be, if they have not grown to their full potential, or if they are supposed to be this small. But they are growing, and there are a lot more beans coming along. They're flowering, the 5 that are left, and hopefully I will have some beans come later this month, though I'm not entirely sure when I'm supposed to be picking them. So we'll see. For now, I'm just trying to take care of them, give them a little bit of attention when necessary, and to be honest, try not to break them, because I think that is what I'm most afraid of. And then there are the raspberries, which I have been picking over the last several weeks. Actually froze some of them, but these final ones, whenever I'm out in the garden, I stop by the raspberry bushes and eat whichever have gotten ready for me. The plum tree doesn't have too many plums, but they are quite big, and I'm very excited to harvest them later this year and enjoying the fruit. Whereas the sweet potatoes, along with the regular potatoes, have blossomed. They have really grown since first planting, and both sweet potatoes that I actually put into the ground have flourished. This is the summer apple tree. And as you can see, it's been shedding some of the apples that I continue to pick and try to keep up with that. Not doing well on that end, but I have been eating them. I want to freeze some of them. I want to make some apple juice, and I've also been drying out some of these apples, but we are definitely abundant when it comes to this particular apple tree this year, and I am very grateful. One of the joys of gardening. The courgettes have been growing very well on this warm compost bed. The bushes are gigantic, and I'm seeing a lot of flowering across this green courgette with some fruits coming along actually. Hopefully very soon they're going to be large enough for me to eat and enjoy. The other two courgettes, the bushes are a lot larger and the leaves are greener compared to this one that looks a little bit weird, so I need to look into that. But overall, I'm very hopeful to be eating homegrown courgettes very, very soon. The cucumbers, they're all doing very well, even though most of them are hiding under the courgette bushes. And this is one of the last ones that I planted out, which you actually saw at the beginning of this video. And I'm seeing a lot of tiny cucumbers. I'm seeing a lot of flowering and hoping that the bees are actually going to get to them, even if they are hiding underneath the courgette leaves. I am wondering if I will have to cut some of the courgette leaves, or maybe they are going to be protecting the cucumbers against the weather as we're in the middle of August and going to go into a more of a colder and rainier season. So far, however, they've been doing great, and for the colder nights, I have been covering them with some fleece and will likely continue to do so. But I'm seeing some of these grow a lot bigger, a lot stronger. And then there's my delicata squash. It keeps growing. I haven't seen flowering yet, but I'm seeing signs that that is yet to come. The cucumbers are growing, the courgettes are growing, and I'm very excited to see what happens over the next month or two.